Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Esports Canada's solo queue tournament number 4. We are jumping into a game number 2 of 3. First game did go over to the purple team, Crooked's team. We have Lee Sin BAYBEE on the opposite side, who we did see beat Lancelot ALB's team earlier in the game, or earlier in the day. Sorry about that. So we're hopping into this pick ban phase. We have the initial bans coming out. Wukong Eve banned out against the purple team, and Karma target ban towards Lee Sin BAYBEE. So we'll see. Yeah, like you said though, there's a lot of Wukong being played these days, and it's a big champion in the Toronto scene, I guess.
I there's sometimes when I see champions, I really don't understand why they're played. Like for example, one being I never really understand. Like I'm a Janna main myself, but I don't understand why she's being played right now. As for Wukong, I just think that the nerfs to the items that he uses are just too strong for him to be played. I'm not exactly sure, but the last game that we did see, he played it pretty effectively, and he helped create opportunities for Fizz to kind of. Oh my God, the Lee Sin picked up by Lee Sin, baby. This is gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah, we'll see if he actually is gonna jungle that, which means that they would swap the lanes around. He does have Smite locked on right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to do stick with that strategy. We'll see who goes where, and the Udyr pickup on the opposite side. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. In these lower elos, we do see a lot of people tend to pick things that streamers have made popular, things like that Udyr, because you get a lot of lessons based off of those streams. And obviously the last two bans being Orianna Tristana, picking up the Caitlyn. So depending on how that bottom lane goes, in terms of picks, it could be a one-sided matchup because a lot of people at these lower elos don't actually know how to deal with Caitlyn. She's such a strong bully champion
Hmm.
in the lane just with her extra range.
And instead of the Udyr, it's the Jarvan pickup. I think they might be aiming for AoE comp. I mean, it's possible. I'm not. The picks aren't out yet, so I don't know. But you're absolutely right. Caitlyn is a complete dominating force, and I wouldn't be surprised if she did well in lane against Lucian because of her, poke potential and because she can even poke under turret, which is ridiculous. But as far as the Orianna ban goes, that's geared towards Lee Sin BAYBEE. The last game that he did play Orianna. So all these bans, they're trying to ban out Lee Sin BAYBEE, but they didn't ban out Lee Sin.
Yeah.
So this is gonna spell out a little bit of trouble if he's gonna bring out some of his challenger plays to this match.
Yeah, obviously, there's a reason that he is named Lee Sin BAYBEE, so hopefully we'll see him put on a clinic. It's always fun to see those really top tier players locked on the champions that they know so well.
And the Ari pickup, surprising. I haven't seen much of Ari for the past, like, I would say, a league decade. I haven't seen that many Aris in quite a while. But maybe they're going to Lee Sin BAYBEE and DL Proxy are gonna try to get some synergy going with some ganks, maybe some charms to kind of combo it together to get that amplified damage from the charm. But as far as mid laners go, it looks like HH Gundam might be picking up that Cassidon. What do you think?
Well, the Ari did get buffed recently. I think it was a patch or two ago, and she's been seeing a little bit more play, especially people that are known to play her, things like Shifter and stuff like that. He's picked her up almost immediately, and yeah, if it is locked in, yeah, okay, so we do see the Leona and the Aurelia coming in. So what looks like is going to be probably two pick comps going at each other, and that Ari is pretty strong in the mid lane. She has a lot of potential with Lisa and Baby, like you were saying, to really take over the opposing team's jungle. They have so much mobility and so much pick potential that if Lisa and Baby does what he's known to do on that Lee Sin, they can really just start snowballing the game. Alistar pickup as well coming in the bottom lane, most likely at least. He's a fantastic champion right now, super strong. Uh, just such a good answer to Leona as well. Anytime she goes in on your carry, you just go stun their carry, and there's not much they can do. So the Nidalee in the top lane too is actually a really good matchup against that Aurelia. So we'll see if
And you
that gets locked in.
and you guys are talking about that in the first game, how oh my god, I got ganked plays an amazing Nidalee, or that's one of his comfortable champions. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he does against the enemy Irelia. Um, do you think that Nidalee should pick up Ignite or Teleport? What do you think?
I think because of the strategy that they're going for in the mid lane, that Lee Sin and the Ares combo kind of thing they're trying to pull off. they should definitely stick with the Ignite on the Nidalee just because it gives more kill pressure in that lane, and it'll allow them to be more free to invade on that jungle. And it'd actually be interesting if we see Homo Eradicate actually roam up with that Alistar as well and try and make some plays in the jungle along with Lee Sin Baby and Deal Proxy. That may be a little bit too much of an advanced strategy, but against somebody like a Syndra who is quite immobile, it's definitely got the possibilities to be quite a potent strategy.
You're absolutely right, and we've seen one Syndra so far in this tournament, and she was incredible. She was on point. The scatter the weaks, the ultimates, the dark spheres, everything was on point. So I hope that this Syndra can live up to the standard of what it takes to be a Syndra main. But as far as pick comps go, I think Syndra is. I personally think she's one of the best champions when you're trying to go for a pick comp. Her ultimate is just way too strong, especially late game when her passive really kicks in.
Yeah, and HKG Akuma has played in a couple of these solo queue tournaments in the past, and he's always done pretty well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he is actually able to really take this game by the heels. So we'll see. The pick comps or the team comps are locked in, and they both do seem like they are pick comps. I think it's going to be really down to Crooked to see if he can actually kind of match what Lee Sin Baby brings to the game coming out of that jungle. Both champions do have a lot of early gank potential, but in terms of the 1v1 actual kind of matchup, if they do fight each other in the jungle, the advantage is definitely going to go to Lee Sin Baby if he's able to land all of his abilities. So yeah, as we jump into the game, is there anything that really stands out in these team comps to you, Simo?
Um, I'm looking forward to see the RA versus Syndra matchup. I personally think that Syndra's a difficult laner to lane against, and I want to see how Ari handles that, and maybe the pressure from Lee Sin Baby will help Ari in that matchup. But you're absolutely right. Crooked really needs to shine here and to show his potential as a jungler because Lee Sin Baby's he's not just your average jungler. You know, he's gonna be invading. He's gonna be counter ganking. He's gonna know where Crooked is at all parts of the game. So the two matchups I'm really seeing is the mid and jungle, the fight that's gonna go on all over the map really. Um, as far as Nidalee and Irelia goes, Irelia is switching over to the Ignite, so there's not going to be a lot of pressure from the top lane. So we're going to see some interesting dragon fights as well, um, in the two teams. And as you were saying earlier, the kill pressure with Ignite, that's why Irelia probably picked it up as well for the pick comp.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a lot of battling all over the map, as there are two quite aggressive team comps coming out. We got about a minute before we hop into the game, and I cannot wait.
So far, the games have been really, really fun to watch today, and I think these two teams are gonna butt heads with an even, or they're gonna fight with gold leads left, right, and center. So I'm excited to see how this goes. Unfortunately, I think the Lucian is a lot better for the pick comps. He can get in and get out a lot, really quick, whereas Caitlyn has a lot less mobility. So it's gonna really hinder purple teams or purple or red, whatever you prefer. It's really gonna hinder their pick comp. I mean, with the ultimate, Caitlyn can really be a part of the comp, but Lucian has a lot more mobility. I think the blue team just has a lot more mobility in general in terms of their pick comp.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I think the actual lane advantage probably does go to the Alistar Lucian lane as well. It's just Alistar is so strong right now, and he can actually interrupt the Leona E if he times it right. He can
Mhm.
knock her up out of that or knock her away out of that and really protect his carry quite efficiently. So we'll see what the strategies do entail if they decide to just play the lane standard or if they are actually looking for these pick comps here.
Now, I haven't seen many games of these solo queue tournaments, but I wanted to ask if there was ever any lane swaps. Have you ever casted a game of a solo queue tournament, and have you ever seen a lane swap at these events?
Well, I actually played in the first solo queue tournament. I played half the games and I casted half the games. Oh my god, got ganked. Casted the ones that I wasn't doing. And I was actually on the same team as iMuffins, and we had two support players, and unfortunately, none of them knew how to play any other lane really other than support. So we had to teach them how to play top, and because of that, we had some interesting strategies where we would put them on like Warwick or Nasus or things like that, where we really just kind of wanted them to be able to farm safe under tower, that kind of thing. And we tried to do some 2v1 comps, and unfortunately, some members on the team just didn't understand kind of how you should move after that. Like the actual 2v1 went fine. We got the tower down, everything like that. But after that, where the lanes kind of got pushed and where they should have been frozen, that kind of thing, just didn't really work out. So the potential is there to do it if the leader of the team knows what they're doing and they're able to kind of like explain it well enough. Then it's possible we can see it, happen. But I think it's just too risky, honestly. It's if you are confident in your team, you should just play it standard, which I think is exactly what Lee Sin Baby's looking for.
And it looks like there was a pause, and now we're going to be unpaused. That was a really quick washroom break, Lisa. That was, I think the mobility really helped you to get to the washroom and back to the computer right on time. And I wonder if there's going to be any invades here, because of the power of the. I think the blue team has a really good early game as well, depending on the spells that they take. But Alistar has to go back, not picking up the trinket. That's gonna really hinder their invade if they were going to. But I think they may want to invade blue side, considering Lee Sin always does start red side. I mean, he always starts with the red buff. They might want to invade the blue buff. But I'm not exact. I don't think that they're going to be any invades. I think it's just going to be a standard start with the buffs.
Yeah, and as of now, it looks like both junglers are going to be starting at the same side of the map. So it'll probably be either a fight in the top or the mid lane. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, it looks like nothing too crazy, nothing too aggressive at the start of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see an invade coming in, at least in Baby as well, though. He's just so aggressive early on.
Well, I mean, 332 Lee Sin games. I think he has the right to say that he is, a really good Lee Sin player. I mean, Lee Sin in his name. Against Crooked though, he's a gold 3 Jarvan with 4 games in rank. So I'm not exactly sure how Crooked is gonna do against a 332 game Lee Sin.
The potential is there. He can make a name for himself here if he does it right.
He could. This could be his grand finale. He's on a pretty big stage. He's got quite a few people watching, and if he knocks his team out of the bracket, he could get all the honeys at St. Louis Wings later.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This is game 2 out of 3, and the first one actually did go over to Crooked's team. So we'll see if they're able to do it again. We didn't actually see that first one, but we'll see what happens. Oh my God, Gank's already taking advantage of that push control, being the Nidalee that we all love to hate in that top lane.
I'm actually surprised she wasn't banned, but I mean, it was either Nidalee or Tristana, really. I don't really know which one I would prefer to ban. Lots of harass in the mid lane already as well. HKG Akuma showing us how a Syndra is meant to be played.
Yeah, really, early on in the game, she is going to have that advantage in the mid lane. Her abilities just cost a whole bunch less mana, and they're a lot easier to hit than Ahri's Q. So the wave will be pushing into her tower, which actually does give an advantage to Lee Sin Baby in terms of looking towards ganking that lane. So we'll see. And Nidalee hitting up her level 2 means that she'll be able to put a lot of pressure down onto that Aurelia in the top lane. Keep playing, but homoerotic just knocking butt Shudda out of the way so he can't get a couple CS.
Oh my God, I got ganked, really punishing Aurelia here in the top lane. However, Lee Sin Baby coming into the top, the Ignite coming out from, oh my God, I got ganked, and I think they're gonna get the kill onto HKG Gundam, or HHG Gundam. That was just a gank waiting to happen, and Crooked in the top lane, gonna farm up that wave. I really want to talk about homoerotic's choice of Ancient Coin. It's gonna make him a lot less tanky in the support lane, as opposed to the Relic Shield that Muffins has decided to pick up. What do you think?
Mid lane, we got some trades going on.
Oh my God, the charm coming out. Looks like it's gonna be a return kill taken by DL Proxy. Very well played. You better not get too cocky in that game, or else you're gonna get a little bit punished.
Yeah, he got the flash as well, so that's both solo lanes with their escape summoner down, and it's not looking good. It's actually looking fantastic for Lee Sin Baby because you'll be able to set something up in the mid lane as soon as Ari hits 6. But yeah, really good play by DL Proxy, able to set that up.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that he managed to get out. That was really, really high level play. For the watchers at home or the watchers at the cafe, it really did look like Syndra was gonna get away with that kill, but great little micromanaging in the technique by the Ahri. But I really wanted to get back to the Relic Shield versus Ancient Coin. I would have expected Alistar to be a little bit more tankier with the Relic Shield, but why do you think he went Ancient Coin?
To be honest, I understand the idea, like him wanting to be able to have that engage potential with the Alistar. However, generally what you see is the Alistar choosing to go for the Relic Shield early and then swapping over to the coin. You're absolutely right that he won't be as tanky in lane. So maybe just a lack of comfort in the support role, not understanding, you know, what the general meta is for swapping your items out when you want to, you know, rotate out of the lane phase into the mid game. But good idea for him at least, just to understand that he wants to be able to do that early on in the game. Here comes Crooked in the mid lane though.
Scatter the Week coming out, stunning up the Ahri. She still has her escape summoner, but Jarvan coming in on the other side. He does flash, manages to win the EQ, and I think they're going to back off this gank. That was really well played by DL Prox.
Yep. Having to burn his flash is pretty good though. That means that, oh man, oh my god, got ganked in trouble.
A little bit of a tussle in the top lane. Well, yeah, you're right. He does get out, but I think Aurelia's got something to say about this. She might Q to a minion and then Q right back onto him. Oh my god, I got ganked. But I think she decides to farm up safely.
And we do see the advantage. Still sticking towards HKG Akuma in the mid lane. He was winning that lane until that misplay, so.
He is still winning that mid lane in terms of CS. I think that DL Proxy's just a little bit afraid of that Syndra. I mean, I would be too. She can bring out a lot of damage in a short amount of time. But Lee Sin and Crooked really trying to find opportunities in the bot lane as they haven't really visited that place yet.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of underwhelmed with Lee Sin Baby, to be honest. He hasn't looked towards that mid lane yet. Although, as I say so, he looks like he's rotating up there. But yeah, that's where he should be focusing, I think. The summoner spells are down, and let's see if he can make it happen.
He is coming out. He does use his E to kind of get close, but the kill will be going out to DL Proxy. Beautiful gank. He was a little lackluster, but like you said, he found an opportunity, and he took it.
Yep, exactly what he should be doing right now. Very simple play. Good by him, and we'll see if he can actually move down to that bottom lane now that the ward has dropped. But he sees the team backing out, just catching them at the wrong time. And back to farming for him.
Looking pretty good for blue side so far. They have kind of extended the lead by a lot. Looks like about, what is that? You know, almost more than 1k lead for blue team, even without any dragons, just CS lead and kills. Crooked really needs to find some opportunities for his team. He's even behind in CS against Lee Sin, and Lee Sin's just been finding opportunities, you know, left, right, and center, and top lane.
Yeah, and that mid lane is going to be actually a really hard time for HKG Akuma now that Ari did decide to pick up those boots too. That Magic Man boots, obviously really looking towards that early game damage, and she's definitely going to have it, especially now that her Ignite is up. She should be able to pretty much just all in HKG Akuma if she plays it right and dodges the abilities with her ultimate. So I wouldn't be surprised if, yep, Lee Sin Baby walks right back towards that mid lane and tries to set something up.
I really disagree with Jarvan's take on the blue buff, but it looks like Lee Sin's going to go in. Ari does manage to fall. That ult is really too strong for Ari to handle, but Lee Sin Baby takes the kill. It was really unfortunate for Ari to fall. Maybe she should not have ulted in. But in the top lane, oh my god, I got ganked. 1v1's Irelia and manages to take her down. And burns the Ignite to help.
That was a pretty big mistake by Aurelia, actually. She queued out to a minion and then walked over the trap, giving Oh My God Ganks that extended range on his leap and obviously the double damage on his execute. So unfortunately, maybe just a little bit too much pressure in the top lane for HH Gundam. But Oh My God Gank taking advantage of it, brings it to 2-0 for him.
Now it looks like Lee Sin Baby is going to look for an opportunity in the jungle, but the red side jungle has been warded up Crooked HH Gundam and HKG Akuma looking for an opportunity. Lee Sin baby gets caught up here. The Dark Sphere Lee Sin getting the double buff for HKG. And they're going to continue the chase onto
No
Ari.
flash, no ult, she's caught.
Dark Sphere is going to end the auto attack. Triple kill for Syndra. That's not who you want to have the triple kill.
Yep, that was a big misplay. Lee Sin baby not communicating with his team, not knowing who's available to help him. His laners just weren't strong enough at that point. Their abilities were down, their summoners were down, and yeah, a big turnaround coming out for the red team, and that might actually bring them back in the game quite significantly. HKG Akuma having that early kill is going to give him a pretty early DFG if that's the route that he decides to go. And geez, that's scary.
The plus side to Syndra getting, oh my god, Alistar taking way too much damage trying to take that ward. But here comes Lee Sin baby with the gank. He wants those buffs back. Ari comes in with the spear rush. Let's hope she gets this kill. HKG Akuma, oh my god, beautiful kick from Lee Sin baby. And the charm takes down Syndra. So, as I was about to mention, although Syndra did get that triple kill, shutting her down would have been a really good way to get back in the game, and that's exactly what they did. Aurelia in the top lane trying to get, oh my god, got ganked, but not being able to take him down completely.
The thing that I'm worried about with that Syndra being so far ahead is that
She'll be able to turn around these ganks in the mid lane now. She'll be able to pretty much kill anyone who tries to gank her as long as she lands her abilities right. As soon as she gets that DFG, she will pretty much have the 100 to 0 potential on everyone on the team except for the Alistar, because they are playing a quite squishy team comp at this point.
The Syndra, I don't know if she's gonna wait on a few more gold. She will get that needlessly large rod in just a few more seconds. But Ari is gonna take down this turret, opening up a huge map for Lee Sin baby. Maybe that red buff steal would go a lot better now with that mid tower down. I think he's going to be rotating top to see if he can find a dive in the top lane, considering the turret is really low.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what their plan is.
Red team's turret has
And
been
yeah,
Crooked,
just the
however,
backup there.
I think Lee Sin was there just to, you know, support the Nidalee, but in the top lane, the wave is pushing in favor of Caitlyn. We haven't really touched too much about this lane because we've been busy with around the map. But how do you think this lane is going so far? Caitlyn is winning in CS.
yeah, she is. We did kind of expect that.
She's got the long range, and against an Alistar who doesn't really have the kill potential against the Caitlyn at this point, obviously the Caitlyn is just going to pretty much win that lane simply because of her range. When it gets down to the late game too, I think she'll be more safe than the Lucian, just because of her range advantage against something like an Ari.
Scatter the Weak coming out, and the ult's gonna take down Ari, like you said. Any 1v1, give it to me. I'm Syndra, I can take it. But oh my god, got gank trying to redeem Ari there. And he's gonna dodge the Dark Sphere. He's gonna get the double buff onto Syndra. This might be a turnaround on Syndra.
Yep, Lee Sin baby's there.
Lee Sin baby is gonna resonating strike. He should have waited till after the flash to use the resonating strike, but still, nonetheless, summoners burned.
Big misplay coming out of Homoerotic. Big misplay.
Oh god, this is gonna be bad news bears. He pops the ult to hopefully survive, but he might be able to get out here. Double gat coming out. Alistar still surviving, still coming out. Very well played, and they're gonna get the kill onto Crooked in the mid lane.
Crooked's playing this jungle wrong, unfortunately. He went for the defensive item and is still trying to make big plays. He wants to be a tank for his team, but he's trying to make the plays at the same time, and he just doesn't have the damage to back it up, unfortunately. But yeah, huge misplay coming out of the bottom lane from Homoerotic. Trying to get a flash pulse combo, but headbutting instead of pulverizing, so obviously just a little bit of you know, rustiness on that champion, I guess. Here's the catch from the bottom lane.
Very great resonating. I think the red buff is gonna tick out and get Leona. Oh my god, I got ganked is all over the map. He refuses to respect Aurelia, and he's just going everywhere and setting up plays with Lee Sin. They're making quite the duo all over the map.
Yeah, and that is their two highest rated players on the team. And like you said, they're not ready to lose this series just yet.
This is a 2 out of 3, and the score is 1-0 for the red side. So trying to bring it back to that game 3.
Oh my god, gang. Oh my god, gang. Sticking around. He knows that he can take this Kaylin, but he kind of backs off because Chargement is going to come out here. Resonating Strike landing with the flash. Lee Sin Baby is going to continue to stick around. He's going to get away from that Leona, and I think they're all going to back off because... but Ari's going to be here to kind of... Charm does miss, so that's going to be a little bit unfortunate. Dragon up in about 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Anyways, I'm still casting here. David just got dropped, unfortunately. So I will still cast for a little bit. At this point in the game, it does seem like the goal is for the blue team to take control all over the map, and because they did get that mid tower down, they're going to have a lot of potential in that sense. Being able to take advantage of the lack of vision that's going to be there forever, and yeah, really able to get the vision control, as we'll see them do pretty soon. They've already got it down in the bottom lane, and with those 2 towers down on the side of the blue side, they're in a good spot. Ari has picked up her needlessly large rod, looking towards that TFG. So basically what's going to happen in that matchup, unless the Syndra can play it well, is it's just going to be basically who can get the CC down first. Syndra has the potential to like interrupt Ari's jump and stun her up during that, but it won't be easy. And like we said, that dragon is up now, and we see Lee Sin Baby, the Ari, and Oh My God, I got ganked, hanging around that mid lane, or hanging around that river, sorry, trying to set up that dragon. They have started it. Crooked's making his way down, but like we said, he doesn't really have the build to really do any big damage, and Oh My God, ganked is able to just kind of zone him out immediately. Dodging that sphere as well, able to be safe. He's got no fear right now. As long as he plays it right, uses that niddly mobility to his advantage, he should be okay. And it looks like they're going to opt to go for that mid lane instead of going for that bottom lane. And unfortunately, the damage is split. However, Lee Sin Baby, like we said, he did build Squishy, and that Syndra is so strong. She's able to, oh my god, got game going in. Gets the kill too. The Ari lands the charm. Here comes the heal. He'll be fine from that ace in the hole. Proxy gets stunned, like I said, interrupting that dash. She has a flash, and she actually picks up the kill. Going through Muffins. Charm is up, misses it though, unfortunately, and he will walk out. Nidalee going back to go protect that top lane tower. Here comes Kaylin. She doesn't have that ace in the hole. She used it already, but they will be able to protect that tower. But that is 2 towers that went down in the advantage of Team Lee Sin Baby, and like we said, they are not ready to give up this series. It is a 1-0 advantage over to the red team, and honestly, it might still go their way again. They still have that advantage in the mid lane, although Ari did pick up quite a few kills there. She is still very strong. Oh my god, got ganked, messing up his jump a little bit, not actually able to chase onto that Aurelia, but able to save that tower all the same. So good play by him, being able to take up that mid advantage, siege up with his team, pick up those kills, and still get back in time to protect his tower. Can't underestimate the speed that Nidalee has traveling through those bushes, obviously with her pounce and that Trinity Force. She's just all over the map at this point. Like we said before, down in the bottom lane, setting up dives, in the mid lane, setting up picks, and still showing that that Aurelia who's boss in the top lane. 5, 1, and 3. Triforce completed. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a good interrupt on the dash from Syndra. Negating all mobility Lee Sin has at this point. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a Blade of the Rune King or a Bloodthirster next. Here comes the engage. Missing his charm is not good, and that's exactly what happens. When you misplay it, you miss your abilities, you don't do damage as Ari. They nerfed that a long time ago. Oh my god, gang. Picking up the slack though, able to set up the kill, and the spear not hitting. If it had, that probably would have been an easier chase down for Oh my god, I got ganked, but he's still Nidalee. He's still able to follow it up. The second spear lands. Here comes the increased pounce range, but here's the turnaround. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the mobility to pick up that kill. But Lee Sin Baby's trying to set something up with Oh my god, I got ganked in the mid lane still. looking for that dive, but you can't do that against a Leona. That's brave. Oh, but jeez, he's so aggressive. Doesn't even care.
Looks like they might dive with Caitlyn. She does flash out of the zone though, and Leona's gonna continue to be aggressive here. She doesn't want to get the turret to fall down, and Crooked coming here to kind of scare away the two wondrous duo. They're gonna pick up this blue buff for the Nidalee. Continue spamming her abilities. Sorry, I got a little bit of a drop there. Looks like Scat of the Week's gonna hit Lucian, but he's gonna get out of there alive. Dragon's Rage gonna go onto Syndra. Alistar gonna pulverize her up, exhausting on Jarvan. Wrong person to exhaust. He's got no damage. Alistar still surviving, but he will fall. Their next target's gonna be Nidalee. All characters dodging out that EQ combo from Jarvan. Ultimate hitting Lee Sin Baby right in the back. Ahri gonna come maybe for the cleanup, but I doubt they're gonna do anything. They're really, really low. But they're gonna continue the kite, continue the orb blocking. Cataclysm is not gonna be enough. DL proxy continuing to change. DFG up, gonna do lots of damage to Quadchetta there, and it's gonna be a triple kill for Nidalee.
Maybe a Quadra.
And it's gonna be the Quadra. Syndra's gonna be coming down that bottom lane. Are we gonna see the Penta? This might be really close. Oh my god,
I
again.
always do give Oh My God Gank a hard time, but this is his game to shine. 11, 1, and 2. Really showing what he's made
It looks
of.
like he's gonna be shut down.
There's the turnaround. And that's a 5-for-1 trade in the end.
Very good turn for blue side. They kept orb walking, and I think Jarvan got a little bit too far ahead of himself. Caitlyn was not able to follow up, and that just spelled trouble for the red side.
Yeah, we always do give Oh My God Ganked a hard time, but this is quite a showing coming at it from him. I think this is actually the best I've ever seen him play. Just getting that power pick in Italy and really just taking it to the team, and he's picked up that Bloodthirster. Like I said, he's going to be a split push terror just all over the map, as he has been all game, and really pretty much a third carry for their team at this point.
Lee Sin Baby and Alistar will be tanking for the team, so that's going to be... It's going to give Nidalee the opportunity to help carry the team, but I mean, I think his back's already sore from all the plays that he's been making. 11, 2, and 3. Wonderful showing, and he's been doing all of that on just a Trinity Force the whole time. So very well done from Oh My God Got Ganked. Just a great showing. I'm really excited to see this Baron dance, considering everybody's grouped, and this will be a really contested objective right now.
Yep, we've seen that HKG Akuma does have the potential to blow somebody up, but only one person, that's the problem. And with Caitlyn not being that strong, doesn't even have her eye edge yet, it's not going to be easy for them to win this fight. They probably will have to make some sort of play when Baron does put damage down onto them. I think when it comes to the next game, which I think it will be probably a 1-1 after this, there's going to be some bans that need to be changed for sure. They need to ban out the Lee Sin, they need to ban out possibly the Alistar, and definitely the Nidalee in the top lane. So we'll see. They're looking for the engage here. Lee Sin Baby does have his kick up.
He might go in here with the kick and the Dragon's Rage.
Yeah, next to oh, here's the engage.
He's engaged. Cataclysm is being pushed out onto the side there. They're going to refocus onto Jarvan. Ahri does pick up the kill, and this might be Baron, actually. They're not going to continue to push down the mid lane. They're going to reward and get that Baron. During that fight, Nidalee was picking up red buff, so it was an opportune moment for red side to engage, but they didn't have vision on that red buff, and this will be Baron.
Yeah, they are coming to contest and see if they're able to make anything happen here.
HKG falling extremely low, Scat of the Week coming out. You have to continue focusing the Baron, or you have to choose the team fight. Looks like they're going to choose the team fight. DL Proxy falling down to the Ignite. So does, Nidalee falling to the Ignite. DL Proxy picking up the kill. I believe so. And he's going to continue the chase onto Leona. Jarvan coming up for the turn. They're not going to continue the chase, but Baron is still up.
Yep, even though they lost 2 members there, it was a 2-for-1, and they did stop that Baron, so very worth for them. That's kind of the opportunity they had to really get back in the game, unfortunately. But should I get caught? And
Alistar falling for that is not worth it by himself. But they're gonna pick up that Jarvan. Great combo from Lucian and Ari to pick up that Jarvan, and they might get that mid lane turret. But Syndra, Irelia, and Leona are coming to hopefully stop that. The ult does come out. Irelia is gonna continue to chase, and Ari will fall here to the Transcendence Blades from Irelia.
Yeah, so at this point in the game, both teams need to start warding up. Obviously, the red team in their jungle, and the blue team needs to start taking control of that so they can really set up these picks. It's pretty much just been fighting over objectives at this point, and because both teams have had such strong mid laners, and of course that Nidalee in the top lane has been going well, but they do need to set up these picks. That is where their comp thrives, and that's what they need to do instead of really trying to force these objectives at Baron. I would have been way more impressed had I seen them kind of take some vision control and really try and set up a pick instead of just brute forcing it, because really they don't have the tankiness to really just kind of, you know, sustain that dragon fight. And here's the same thing, they're trying to go for objectives instead of setting up picks, and they get caught.
But it looks like Lisa maybe has something to say about that. They're going to focus all their attention onto Syndra there. Scatter the big comes out, then they finish off Lisa, baby. Cataclysm is going to go on to Lisa. He'll use, he's still staying alive in the Cataclysm, but Lucian helps with the piercing damage to take down that Jarvan. The Dally picks it up. They're going to continue to chase onto Leona, and that's going to be the continued chase up to the inhibitor turret, and
Probably
they might take that. I think, oh my god, again, Gank really wants the Penta. He's going to get the Quadra onto Irelia there, but he's going to get shut down in the process, and they're going to take down Irelia for the ace. As opposed to getting the inhibitor turret, they're going for Baron. What do you think about the objective choice here?
Honestly, it's fine. Because they are such a team fight comp, it's alright. Once they pick up that Baron, they'll be able to dive. They have so much damage coming out of the Nidalee and the Ahri right now. It's fine. And with the Alistar, they should be able to tank it up. But it looks like they're deciding not to. Obviously, they waited a little bit too long. The timers are up on the Syndra and the Jarvan. That fight was pretty spread out. But again, no objective picked up. We actually do notice that HKG Akuma decided to go for scaling his E second, wanting to get the passive upgrade on that ability. And that just makes the stun a little bit bigger range, which will help on those picks, on those catches, like we were saying.
I do think that they recalled because they wanted to contest Baron again, and if they just started to fight it, you know, after that fight, they would have all fallen because Jarvan and Syndra would have come and they would have come to clean up. So it's a good thing that they did recall. Looks like Jarvan's gonna put down a little bit of harassment, deal proxy. He's really low now. He might have to recall or use his passive to heal back up. But as you said, split pushing monster nonetheless. Oh my god, oh my god, I got ganked in the top lane.
Yeah, and nobody can really gank him this game. He'll turn pretty much everything around. And that's, again, going for the dragon instead of going for that vision control. So very much reminiscent of that solo queue style, not really able to work together to take really their win conditions to the next level. Just trying to pick up gold, trying to set up these fights again and again and again. And honestly, the potential for them to mess up and lose is still there, even though there is a significant gold advantage, 11k at this point. There's always the opportunity for throws when you play the game this way.
You're absolutely right, but maybe they heard you over the comms there, and they're going to be pushing towards this mid lane while Irelia was in the top lane split pushing.
See, I don't really think that that's actually the right way to play this game. I think either they need to have the Nidalee split pushing, or they need to go try and set up picks, because we see the wave clear coming out of Caitlyn. She doesn't even have her ship yet, and she's still able to clear that wave with the Syndra. Sure, they have the potential to make a play here, but
they keep
so
going
risky.
in and out, and it's just not making anything happen. It does. Alistar does pop his ult. This is gonna spell bad news for Lisa. Leona does go in, manages to almost get stun. Lisa maybe goes in, gets the kill off the Syndra. They're still alive. Cataclysm goes out. 3 members of the side. Lisa gonna try to get out, but this just was an indecisive play from blue side, and they're gonna pick up the kill for Irelia. Double kill on HKG gun.
And that's what happens when you don't play the game to your win conditions, and you do things like that. You try and siege instead of setting up picks, getting an advantage before you do something like that. I mean, your team isn't tanky enough. You don't have the utility. You're just like a dive and pick team. You can't just siege and team fight like that. And the Baron here might go down for them. They are tanky enough. They do have the life steal, but oh, butt shut up. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to tank that dragon or that Baron. You want to keep doing full damage. That's actually a really bad answer to. I don't know. I think if Ari had actually come up there after the Caitlyn did that, they could have taken the Baron, but lucky for them, it does work out for them. And that's going to be big for the power spikes coming out of the red team. They'll be able to pick up some new items, probably the Shiv on Caitlyn, probably the Death Cap onto Syndra. And just like I said, they really need to play the game to their advantage, and they're not doing that. They're not playing the way that their comp needs to be played. And unfortunately, it's just giving them the potential to come back in this game.
And it's allowing red team to, you know, capitalize on the mistakes that blue side makes. And it's really just, and like they're doing the same. I think they're actually playing to their win conditions now. I mean, it might be a little bit too late with the Baron buff on the red side. When Nidalee is split pushing, Lucian's in the bot lane. I don't know if he's gonna push out that wave. But
the thing is, though, it's not just about the Nidalee split pushing. It's them needing to take vision control, and you can see that the red wards really do have, like that. You see, they are taking control of their own jungle, and that is probably how they won the last game. Sure, we didn't see it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Lee Sin trying to make a pickup in the top lane. Sure, that's a good idea, but they know you're there. They see you. They have all of this sight. They're not going to make that mistake. And Nidalee can't really dive in Aurelia at this point in the game. She has a ton of armor. She has so much mobility. She's so fast. And, I mean, she's got a Baron on top of that, so we'll see. And here's Lee Sin, baby, actually out of position. If he wasn't Lee Sin, I think they probably would have engaged on that.
you're absolutely right, and I couldn't agree with you more. They're trying to get some vision control now, but it's, I wouldn't say it's too late, but I mean, like, why weren't you doing that 10 minutes ago? Why weren't you doing that 5 minutes ago? The team fights that you lost were because you guys had no vision, and now you're going to be trying to push up the middle lane. And the same thing is going to happen. You're going to try to siege, and it's not going to work out. We'll see what happens here. The last team fight that happened when they tried to siege didn't go on loses.
Yeah, and they're also doing it against the team with Baron, which doesn't really make sense to me. Yeah, I think maybe they're just trying to delay time, but the potential for getting caught here is quite real as we see Jarvan go for the engage.
Half of the Baron buff has gone out, so red team really needs to pull the trigger here. They're gonna go split push. They're gonna go push out the wave in the bot lane.
Honestly, I don't think it's so much that they need to pull the trigger. I don't think they need to engage here. I think it's fine if they do just sit back and keep farming, keep scaling. But look at the items on Caitlyn now. She's way ahead of what that Lucian's at now, and that's a big deal considering that your team isn't that tanky. All you've got really is the Lee Sin. Everyone else is pretty squishy, except for that Alistar. So we'll see.
Well, Lucian is sitting on 1.5k, so he might be able to pick up some items if he decides to after this kind of little dance here. They do pick up the top lane turret. They are a little bit afraid of blue side, but
yeah, Caitlyn wasn't there. That was a good idea for them to back out. And they didn't really need that tower. Unless Lee Sin maybe makes a big insect play here, they could be in trouble.
It looks like Ari's gonna fall. Zanya's coming up with the Dark Sphere, picks up DL Proxy, a little bit too cocky, trying to pick up the Syndra through the wall, and now blue team is just gonna scatter and run away. Literally taking another meaning to scatter the weak. Now they're gonna pick up, oh my god, ganked. He might be able to get out here. The Dark Sphere coming out. Hopefully he can pounce his way out of here, but he's gonna flash that the Force of Will from Syndra, and he's just gonna be getting out of here through the pounce.
Lee Sin baby needs to step up and tell his team what they need to do, because it is not working for them. It's completely being turned around. Although the dive here could bite him in the butt. They do have butt shot here, and he is very strong.
And he's gonna be able to attack the enemy laners without getting any turn harass. I think Caitlyn is really starting to shine. She, like you said, she hit her power spike, and now they're gonna rotate to dragon, get a free dragon unless blue side decides to contest for this. Well, you're right. Caitlyn is really showing her strength with the misplays from blue side.
The thing about this though, even though they brought the gold lead back to like a 6k differential, down from 11k a couple minutes ago, they need to also play the game to their win conditions, and they need to be able to play the game by making the same kind of pick. This is exactly what they need to do, actually. Listen, baby, Oh, good flash from Crooked, able there to back up his teammate. Really good play by him.
Looks like the captain
despite this.
He does manage to fall down because of the RA. I think he bit off a little bit more than he could chew. He's gonna come back inside, coming out. Does fall to Machetta. Wasn't a good idea to go back in. Aurelia cleaning up the back line. This was a completely bad idea. Alistar was not there for the fight to peel for his carries, and
the only reason that they won that fight in the first place was because Caitlyn wasn't there. It was a good pick, but then they kept trying to dive. They kept trying to push it, and you can't do that as your team comp. I don't know how many times I gotta say it. I wish I could hop into their Skype call with them and be like, guys, come on, get it together. You have all the tools you need to win, you're just not using them.
like you said, Lee Sin Baby really needs to command his team and let them know what they need to do to win. I think that the triggers that they're pulling are not exactly working out, and they're being a little too aggressive. While, I mean, Jarvan did bite off more than he could chew, but it allowed for his team to re-engage and come out with a few kills. And Alistar wasn't even there, so I don't understand why Lee Sin's Baby team was continuing to continue the chase, continue the fight. Nidalee's not that strong enough to continue such a fight in that condition. Without any peel, you're just gonna get nuked.
In my opinion, it just seems like the actual team control coming out of the blue side is just way superior to that coming out of the side of Lee Sin Baby's team. And if they see what they're doing right now, clearing that vision is perfect. They've had superior ward control all game. I'm Muffin's in a little bit of trouble here, but I think she'll be okay. She's got her back up. But they need to, like, the same thing is they both have pick comps, right? They can't really just, like, commit to just team fighting again and again and again. The only reason they're winning is because Team Lee Sin Baby is making mistakes in terms of their engages and everything like that. So they really do need to play the same kind of style that I'm looking to come out of Team Lee Sin Baby. They need to set up that vision control, they need to make the picks, and they need to really kind of escalate the game into their favor. You see, there's only 2 red sweepers on the side of Team Lee Sin Baby at 35 minutes in the game, and you have a pick comp. That is not correct at all. There needs to be some blue trinkets, some red trinkets. The only person in the team that should really have the yellow trinket would be Nidalee if she's deciding to split push. Otherwise, it should be all sweepers.
I think you're absolutely right with the way that Lee Sin Baby's team was dictating the game. And I think that if they just had a lot more vision control, they could have won this game a long time ago. But it looks like Lee Sin Baby's gonna come in with the inside. They're gonna pick up the kill on HKG. Akuma is gonna be the return kill onto RA. Exhaust use onto Lee Sin Baby. That's not the right target. You want to exhaust. Lucian having a field day in the back. Nidalee gonna be coming in here to hopefully clean up some kills. You gotta focus that Caitlyn. Continue the fight. Ignite onto Caitlyn. Aurelia and continuing her pressure onto Oh My God, I Got Gang. Looks like Alistar is gonna 3-man pulverize to allow Oh My God, I Got Gang to get away from that fight. Lee Sin Baby is still alive. They're gonna be chased down. This might be a double kill for Crooked, but he is being kited back. They're gonna mitigate the damage just dancing around left, right, and center. But here comes Aurelia to clean up the kill. He's gonna get the kill onto Nidalee's gonna get the kill onto Jarvan. That was a very interesting fight to watch. Could have went a lot better if Nidalee was there for that fight.
Unfortunately, the Caitlyn had really poor positioning in that fight. I don't know if she just saw red or what it was, but she was standing on top of the Alistar. She was standing on top of the Nidalee, and unfortunately she went down. She didn't need, and if she keeps making mistakes like that, the game could again swing back into the favor of their blue team. However, the gold lead is down to 5k, actually a little bit less than that, so Baron's up as well. We'll see what happens. That's going to be the next big objective. And with both team having no inhibitors down, nothing like that, it's see, this is where Team Lee Sin Baby has the potential to turn this game around. They need to send Nidalee bot lane, and they need to do it quick. And they need to be able to set up.
I'm sorry, that was that just happened.
That just happened, and that's going to be most likely another free Baron for the red team.
I feel like half of Team Lee Sin Baby's team is always in position and the other half is not in the right position. And it's really costing them like that pick. Like that Sinfer just came out of, she didn't even come out of nowhere. She just, Lucian was there to even, you know, help back up. But it's just really rough for blue team when half of them are in position and half of them are not. The Smite Steal not being able to get the Baron, and that's going to be But blue side decided to push down the middle lane. I think that might have been, oh my god, I got ganks, or Lee Sin's call. A few members decided to just walk back and pinch them in between the turret. But they're gonna back off after this turret. Alistar trying to recall, that was a little bit silly. But he's gonna flash over the wall, and Moby's just kicked in the steroids, gonna get them to run away there. What do you think about that call?
Obviously it was a good call. They picked up that mid tower. I don't know if it's going to make that much of a difference, though. Because of how strong the red team is at this point, they probably aren't going to lose another team fight. Like, Caitlyn needs to pick up that VP, she needs to get a defensive item, and once that happens, I find it hard to see her going down in a team fight. She's just got such good range, and unless the Ahri goes ham and is able to pick up like a perfect charm on her, she'll probably not go down. And when that happens, obviously HKG Akuma is just going to have the opportunity to drop a DFG ult on her in return. And Deal proxy caught again. Unfortunately, the stun doesn't land, so he'll be able to get away. But here comes the siege coming out of the bottom lane.
I think DL Proxy is a little bit lackluster this game, always getting caught out. He's gonna get caught out again by Aurelia. He might be doing down here, but Aurelia, I think he got more than he can shoot. He's gonna get picked up by the Dali. I don't know why you would start to dive into this turret. Caitlyn focusing Alistar while he's got the ult on it. It's gonna be a great pickup, but Caitlyn does get the kill, and so does Syndra onto the Ahri. And oh my god, got ganked by himself. Trying to take on 3 members. It's like I was saying earlier, half the team is in position and the other half is in a different position completely altogether.
That was definitely an oh my god I got ganked highlight clip right there. He went in 1v5 trying to set something up there. Not working out for him, and they'll probably be able to pick up this mid lane tower too once they push that wave up. 30 seconds on both Nidalee and Ahri at this point. Caitlyn getting caught, but she's got her heal still. Oh no, she doesn't actually. She used it already, but that's... Oh! Good save
Great
by Lee Sin,
flash
baby.
from Lee Sin, baby. Very well played there. I mean, he could have iron rolled. He didn't have to use this flash, but still, nonetheless, great save. Because that would have been a dead Lucian. And it's going to be rotating for Dragon. Red team has just found... I mean, like you said earlier, Lee Sin, baby, had great control of the game. But all Red side had to do was just wait and pick up on the opportunities where Lee Sin Baby's team messed up a little bit, where they overstood their boundary, where they went too far, and that's exactly what they did. And now they've got a lead of 1k. They've turned that 11k lead into a 1k lead for themselves.
This is classic solo queue. Classic solo queue. Win lane, lose game is exactly what happened on the blue side. They this is why you don't give up in solo queue, guys. If you have superior communication as a team and you know what's going on, you understand how to like play as a team, where your strengths lie as a team, and if you're able to kind of control your team, that's why Chris Voice was so successful. Because if you have that person on your team who understands the win conditions, understands what the opponent team needs to do, and if you can prevent them from doing that, as long as nobody gets caught, as long as nobody makes any stupid plays, you can turn the game around and you can win. Especially since the team comp coming out of Lee Sin Baby's team is just it's not all it could be. They are so restricted in what they can do. Unfortunately, they don't really have the siege potential. The split push has never really taken off for the Nidalee, and it's not going to happen at this point with an Aurelia with a Bork, a Triforce. Like, it's not going to happen. I don't know what to say. There's still the potential for the turnaround, like I said, if somebody gets caught, but at this point with the inhibitor down in the top lane, as long as they play it slow and they play it smart, then they should be able to take this game quite easily.
Once again, already getting caught out. How many times have I said, oh, Lasagna should be baiting out some time, but it's, oh my god, the beautiful spear rush getting out of there as soon as she could. That's good for Team Lee Sin, baby, that she's still alive, because that means that Red Side's gonna have a little bit of trouble sieging. They might turn their attention onto Jarvan. Oh my god, I got ganked. Gonna take up that Syndra. The ult coming out onto Lee Sin, Nidalee, but there's not gonna be any follow up after that. And they're just gonna dance around a little bit. That's really great play by blue team. They're gonna continue the chase and maybe get that inhibitor while Syndra's down.
It's possible, but I wouldn't count on it. Kalen is so big right now. I think they'll probably be able to hold it off unless they play it correctly. Like they'll need to go all in at the same time, and they'll need the Alistar to kind of lock up the team. But it's not going to be easy, especially with that top lane being pushed in by the super minions. You see the red team slowing down the bases, really talking through the wall.
She might survive here, but the Kalen's gonna pick her up. Kalen in the back just having a field day. She's gonna continue exhausting the wrong person yet again. This is just gonna be a slaughter.
Yeah, and look at that. Their second Nexus tower is gonna go down as well. They can't stop it, and that's 100% gonna be the game coming out of the red team, and that's gonna be the 2-0. Fantastic play. That is the whole point of the solo queue tournament. Really happy to see them make that comeback. Really, really, really good play coming out of the red team, and that's how you play League of Legends, folks.
I really have to commend Red Team for their perseverance. They didn't give up despite what happened in the mid lane early game. Syndra getting ganked numerous amount of times. It was great pressure. Blue Team kept great pressure throughout the early and mid game, but as soon as the mid game started to translate into the late game, Red Team just stayed poised, and they took whatever objectives they could, and they capitalized on the mistakes of Lisa and Baby's team whenever they were out of position, whenever Ari was out of position, whenever they had a 3v2, whenever they had a 4v3, whenever they had the upper hand, they took it, and that's why they won today.
And that is the game. The series does go over to the red team, the purple team, like you said, whatever you want to call it. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to wait to hop into the next game, say who's playing who, and it's getting down to the wire. I think we might be coming up to the finals pretty soon, so we are going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to grab something to eat because I'm starving, and we'll catch you guys in a couple minutes.
See you guys.